Hi viewers, welcome back. My name is Adiola Fayong. So coming up is an interview that I did when we went to Washington DC to cover President Muhammadu Buhari's visit to the US. So a lot of delegates were there that we got to interview, but there was this woman that came to represent the people of Niger Delta. She was not part of the delegates, but she came to remind President Muhammadu Buhari to remember the plight of the people of Niger Delta while he's also fighting for those that have been affected by Boko Haram. She also touched on the fact that last year, as a PDP member, she tried to contest for presidency. Unfortunately for her, PDP announced that President Goodluck Jonathan would be their only candidate. So her nomination form, according to her, was the one that was given to President Goodluck Jonathan. So the case is still in court. So in this coming interview, you will get to hear how she believes that President Goodluck Jonathan has failed the people of Niger Delta. You will get to hear where they are on the issue of President Goodluck Jonathan stealing her nomination form. You will also get to hear how she feels about President Muhammadu Buhari coming here and touching on the issue of Niger Delta and the plight of the people of Niger Delta. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. We really appreciate having you.
Thank you so much. You guys are doing a great job.
So you were supposed to run until PDP announced that they've endorsed only President Goodluck Jonathan as their candidate. Do you mind telling us what happened?
Yes, let me say this quite categorically. Dr. Ebele Jonathan, and I've chosen my words carefully to remove the word good luck. So let's call him Dr. Ebele Jonathan, was the quintessential unintended residuary legatee of a people's suffering, of a people's sweat, of a people's blood and tears, of people sleeping in the creeks, of people just suffering night and day. And he came to ride roughshod over the Niger Deltans, and we are worse off than before some fellow from Otta Farm put Jonathan there. He did not represent us. He was in pari delicto with whosoever he wanted to be in pari delicto with, and reps ipso loquito.
Okay, for those who may not understand that, you said he stole your nomination form.
He did. Not only that, Ebele Jonathan, PhD, did insist that the PDP printed just one nomination form. Now, that nomination form had a number. It was Form 001. I was the first to go to the bank to pay for that particular nomination form. I got to the PDP headquarters, situated Wadata House in Abuja, and the normal PDP members were very happy, very overjoyed, very much so. And they said, "Look, ma'am, this is your receipt." So I was issued with a receipt. And suddenly there was a telephone call to Aso Rock. Look, Her Majesty is here. She's running for presidency. And then the fellow went into another room and then came back and said, "Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, there's just one nomination form, Form 001. And I said, that's unacceptable. Even in the Athenian citizenry of ancient Greeks, ancient Athens, democratic dispensation, you could even vote with stone. Democracy, by definition, is not sole candidacy. I am indeed a founding member of the PDP, a well-known mobilizer. Look outside the windows. These are thousands of people, youths, women, elders who have attended this occasion. May I please have my nomination form? They say, sorry, ma'am. Orders from Aso Rock.
So, what did you do, and did they refund your money?
We are in court, and that's why I have chosen perhaps not to go too much into the nitty-gritty and jurisprudential dicta of where we are at legally. We are before a court of competent jurisdiction, and I do believe that the wheel of justice will grind. It may grind very slowly, but it will surely grind to the extent that justice will come to the fore. If that doesn't happen, you'll have equity. If they circumvent equity, then you'll have nemesis waiting for them as a sentinel to their doors of political or social geographical foray.
Did they refund your money?
No, they've not refunded that money.
How much was it?
The constitution of the PDP did stipulate that women paid EOI and expression of interest, 2 million naira. It's all there, page 3 of the PDP constitution. So basically, Jonathan went to the political battlefield with a stolen nomination form.
What do you think about the outcome of the election?
Well, some members of the Niger Delta nation have decided to sue Jonathan even for losing the elections.
Wait a minute. They're trying to sue Jonathan for losing the election, is that what you said?
Yes, because if he didn't lose that election, if he had been honest in his campaigns, if he had campaigned more vigorously and perhaps have found himself there, then they could have said to him, please, can you step out? Because you never earned that nomination form. We did believe that he was a campaign manager for the owner of the nomination form. And perhaps that's why he quickly put that phone call across. And now he's unable to get to Otueke. But the good thing in all of this...
Wait, he's unable to get to Otueke?
Oh, how would he get there? Are there roads to his house? Oh. What water will he drink? Is there a borehole in his compound? Does he have electricity? That's why I'm in full support of the policy of President Buhari arresting all those who have stolen Nigeria's money.
You want him to arrest Jonathan?
All those who have stolen Nigeria's money should face the constitutional promulgation. It's all there, it's all spelled out. But my advice is, if you arrest people from the north, the money should be repatriated to develop the north. If you arrest some ministers from the south, Niger Deltas with billions of dollars, fine. That money should be repatriated to help the poor, the suffering, those who can't even afford a fishing net.
Why are you here in Washington, D.C. with President Muhammadu Buhari?
Well, I'm here basically on the invitation of my people, the Niger Deltans. I could not refuse this monumental service to my people because the president has come here to talk with President Barack Obama. We all appreciate the fact that Boko Haram is on the table, but we're also asking the question, how about the keg of gunpowder that we are sitting upon, which is called the Niger Delta imbroglio? That's why we're here, and that's why you saw me this morning at the White House. I had to speak to some White House officials, very, very influential White House officials, to please put the Niger Delta problems as part of the holistic view, part of the holistic pursuit of peace and conflict resolution in Nigeria, including, of course, the tinderbox called the MASOB, which is perhaps being swept under the carpet. But when you sweep such dynamite under the carpet, then you're going to have a dynamite explosion.
Have you been able to convey this message to Mr. President, or you're still hoping to?
Yeah, what people don't understand is that Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari is more or less a Niger Deltan. And I say this with all sense of responsibility. It was indeed the region called Niger Delta that first approached him in 2002. Remember, after General Obasanjo's massacre of our people, the OD people, our leader then was the wonderful Papa Chief Dapabriye. Chief Edwin Clark was his deputy in the Niger Delta. He asked us to go to Kaduna and meet with General Muhammadu Buhari and ask him to come and run that country, because he was, and we were, of course, against Obasanjo's impunity. And we asked General Buhari to come out. No northerner wanted to listen to us, apart from Alhaji Metamasule and the M of Zaria and the late M of Kanu of blessed memory. So we went to him and said, General Muhammadu Buhari, come and run Obasanjo out of Asorok. So that is what a lot of people are not aware of, and we must bring this to their distinguished attention. Having said that, I was in New York, precisely the Waldorf Astoria. We just had a little party for Oprah Winfrey. I was particularly happy to have had a black first female black billionaire. That was the particular night when Chief Harry Marshall, my uncle, called me from Abuja. He was with General Buhari at the Hilton. So we all spoke about the future, how Niger Delta would support General Buhari. And I just spoke to the other women there. We were also happy, wishing ourselves, goodness and mercy of the good Lord. Next morning, I get a call, Your Royal Majesty. And I said, who is disturbing me by this time? Oh, sorry, ma'am. We are very sorry to be the harbingers of such tragic news. Your uncle, Chief Harry Marshall, has just been assassinated. And I said, if that's some sort of joke, I'll get you locked up. She said, sorry. And they started weeping, crying, weeping and crying. And I got through to General Buhari. He too was in tears. So Niger Delta has shed its blood for General Buhari to be here. And I want any northerner anywhere to come out and tell us that they have sacrificed more from the beginning than a group that have always wanted President Buhari.
So what do you want Mr. President to do?
What we want is that whatever is the way forward for the Federal Republic of Nigeria, South, Niger Delta, East, the entire nation must come together and work together. All hands must be on deck, whether they be long hands, short hands, pink hands, blue hands. We must come together to build a nation, and indeed a nation state called Nigeria. As it is, a lot of people are jumping all over the political highways and just believing, most erroneously, that their turn, quote unquote, has come. That's not the case, because I'm not here by myself. I was sent by the elders to make sure that this message gets to the White House. That's why I was at this White House this morning and making sure all the officials get this message.
All right, so you still want to be Nigeria's president, right?
Well, I think even you can aspire to that position. That's what the struggle is all about.
Are you going to run again?
You know, in politics, you never say never. Are you gonna run yourself?
I'm hoping to be first lady someday.
Wonderful. I wish you the best of luck.
I was about to wish you the best of luck as well. How do you wish people will remember your late husband, Chief M.K.O Abiola? Like, what you wish people think of whenever they remember him?
I want people to know, first of all, that he was just a very simple fellow. In the end, he was just a very good father to all and a very